Who's this guy?
We'll call the meeting back to order and no decisions were made. These aren't yours?
Yeah.
Okay. Is Buckety here?
What do they want?
Guys, I gotta go.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I've worked all year, I'd like to
Yep.
see him. So.
Okay. We can't make any decisions today, or can we?
Hey, good.
On the insurance?
No, we're gonna do it on Thursday, right?
Okay. I won't
No,
probably,
well, because he's
Good
gonna.
morning, are you ready for me? Is that-
yes.
You can do it.
But two of you can do it. Okay,
I
good.
have- I'm sorry, I have another commitment. I
Okay.
have to leave, I apologize.
No problem,
You're
no
fine,
problem.
Roger. All right, buddy, be safe. How are you today?
I'm good, how are you guys doing? Good. Beautiful day out. I feel like last year when I was visiting in November, it was like snowing and.
Yeah.
Alright. Just a few of you today.
Thank you.
Scott.
Thank you.
Well, thank you guys for taking the time to meet with me. And thank you, Scott, sending me information. I know it's no fun to bug you for more stuff than you already have to do. Did you guys have an election? Did you have very much going on with yours?
No, and just
School board is kind of what most
elections are crazy anymore.
crazy no matter what happens. Huh? All right, well, I'll just get started. If you have any questions as we're going, just let me know.
Okay.
The first page there, I just went ahead and started with the options that we were able to get for you guys. In that blue column right there, I did what your current benefits are. Regarding the rates that I have down there, Scott had sent me kind of your reserves funding and then what your Blue Cross plan switched to. So using what your current reserves were plus the Blue Cross is how I got to those rates. So I know sometimes they kind of factor in your reserves and things like that. And again, if you have any reserves right now, you would get to keep those, you know, if you switch to a different plan or whatever. So that's how I kind of got to those numbers there. In that first column is again another gap option. And this is ran pretty similarly to what you guys are doing now. You would have a secondary card. Again, the differences are more in the funding. So instead of like self-funding your gap, we have a premium that you pay for that gap card and then your premium for your Blue Cross, so you pay 2 premiums. It's underwritten. There's not just funding as the claims come in. The only piece that is a little bit unknown or self-funded is prescriptions.
Right.
You just pay those prescriptions up to that Blue Cross plan. And you can see we've done several of these and I estimate about $20,000 is what your prescriptions would be. Another thing that I want to highlight about the gap plan we have is that there's $0 copays for primary and specialist office visits, and then we're able to really reduce that out of pocket in the green kind of boulder area here for both the individual and then a family goes down pretty significantly from $5,000 to $2,000. Again, the gap care that we use doesn't like to deal with coinsurance just because it gets kind of messy dealing with, you know, Blue Cross and that. So once you're hitting that deductible, the member is done paying, which we talked to a lot of county employees that medical expenses, you know, like $5,000 can be a lot on a family.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we absolutely think that's definitely a really good highlight. If you look down there, very at the bottom, again, with my estimations, your current for the 2024 year would be $823,000 roughly. This plan would be about $761,000. So a premium decrease for the county, and then again, I think the best point we have is that reducing out of pocket for employees. Again, we talked about kind of how that plan works last year, so I think you guys are kind of familiar with that. I have 2 other options as well. The third one is there's a new and upcoming plan in Kansas called a Unified Health Plan. I don't think it's a great option for you guys right now because they're newer. In Kansas, it works great. Out of state, I don't feel comfortable putting you with that yet. I just want to show you that there's always different stuff up and coming. And then we've talked about Aetna and having a nationwide network before. You can see the rates are not even close with that one.
So your gap plan here would go to Nebraska and Colorado. 'Cause
Absolutely.
a lot of people get shipped out. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I figured Colorado as well here, a lot of people going over there, yeah. So with our gap plan, you would have the same network as what you have now. That Blue Cross plan would not change from what you're doing right now. Members probably wouldn't even need a new card. They're just gonna change that gap piece again to more of a fully insured gap.
Okay.
So there's that. The rest of this is just kind of going through the options I showed you. So again, it looks like your Blue Cross kind of umbrella plan switched from a 7,000 to a 7,100. So I just, have that same plan with another group, so I just
Have a good
included that
holiday,
in there.
Yeah.
And then the next few pages just talk about Bay Bridge, which again is who we would use for the gap. We have several clients in our office that use it. It works great. It has electronic claims filing,
Okay.
which is really nice. Yeah, it really works really smoothly for members that we have. So I just included their information if you'd like to read more. Again, their rates. So again, you have a rate from Blue Cross and then a rate from Bay Bridge. I combined those to get the rates that I have on the rate sheet at the front.
Do you guys do anything with Massa? That was a
Yeah,
big thing. Is that in, that's not?
That's not factored into anything I have, but we have several groups, especially counties, that do
Can
Massa.
you get us, when do we have to know about this?
Today.
Oh, okay.
The Massa rates are pretty standard, so if you've looked at them anywhere, they would be the same. But yeah, we administer Massa for several groups.
Okay.
I could have someone in I could call someone in my office and have them email it to you today.
If we make the decision tomorrow, that would be good, but if we have to make it right now, then, I know that, we do Massa, and they were, Freedom
Mm-hmm.
Claims was gonna be able to save us like 5,000, or was it 5,800?
It was quite a bit. It was, I think for family, it was from 50 down to, and
The Massa rates were different, or like they
They
were
were-
well, we
administering
get it
it?
from an individual.
I see.
Now, but through Freedom's Claims, it was down to like 650 a family,
Were you guys
and that could be off. I don't know.
right?
That's
But just an estimate.
Yeah.
Were you guys gonna pay for it all? Is that, do you know? A lot of times, if you say like the county's gonna pay to cover everyone, there will be a discount. So I can send it to you today
Okay.
when I'm driving back and.
Okay. Well, when we're punching the numbers, I mean, we have to look at everything.
Absolutely.
I do not have that written down. That's like a first. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I'll send you what information I can on
Okay.
or have someone from our office. So, but yes, Massa is pretty standard, so I would assume we could get something similar to what you have.
Okay.
Again, this is just the information again from that Unified Health Plan. I just want you to know we have several options to look at every year. Again, I don't think this is great for this year. It's something to keep in mind for the future. And again, this is kind of that Unified Health Plan. I think they have some pretty good benefits for employees, but again, I just worry with out of state with them for right now. I think the Gap is definitely the best option. And again, that Aetna was not great for this year, but I just put some extra things in there about them as well. This page right here is regarding dental. From the information I've seen, it looks like right now you do your dental with Freedom Claims and self-fund it.
Pretty much, right?
Is that what
Yeah.
you do? Looked like it's had some pretty low rates. Delta Dental is excellent. They have no problems out of state. Kansas, they're kind of a nationwide thing, and you can see that wherever you are, there's a good benefit paid. I had them match pretty similar to what your current plan is. So these are the rates for that. If we were to switch, we could do this, or Blue Cross also offers a dental product, so you can have that on your Blue Cross card that you already have. We could do that as well. The rates are usually pretty comparable to Delta Dental. Again, it's all kind of extra stuff, but it all matters. Delta Dental has some good benefits, and if you can see in this purple box, they have Right Start for kids. So if there's any children 12 or under, regardless of the procedure, it's covered at 100%, which is a really great benefit. And then this also includes orthodontics, which I think you had some ortho benefit right now. So covers 50% up to $1,000 per
Lifetime.
individual on the plan. Yep. And then the last things I want to touch on, again, we've talked about this several times, but with UKD, we have lots of human resource assistance tons of assistance with all the compliance, and, you know, there gets to be more and more things that need filed, more paperwork, more, you know, there's a lot about transparency and things like that.
So when he has a question, he can
Absolutely.
get ahold of somebody anytime.
Absolutely.
Is that extra? or-
No, that is all included, yeah, it's just a benefit add. It seems like every single year there has been more things that you have to file, paperwork that needs done, and sometimes your carrier does it, and sometimes they don't. And so, if we can file it for you, we will. If there's something that you have to submit yourself, we'll get the form completed, you know, send it to you, and you can look over and things like that. There's just so much of that stuff, and it's a lot to keep up with.
Oh, it's, yeah.
And I know, Scott, you do so many things, so if there's anything we can do to help with that.
We want to lighten his load.
Yes. We know clerks do an insane amount of things. So again, this is just another reasons to choose BKD. We really think the human resource is a huge thing right now just because of, you know, the climate of healthcare and all the things that are required with it. Regardless of what carrier we use, we always encourage employees to call us. You know, we're always going to be a human person that's going to help them. You don't need to call a 1-800 number or anything like that. And then when it comes to employees, we like to meet with them. We like to have an employee meeting, sit down with them one-on-one if that's something they're interested in, and, you know, really help them make good decisions about their health care and things like that, and advocate for them in any way that we can.
So you don't have one of those machines that you have to hit 5 times. to get hold of.
Exactly. We, so we have like contacts at Blue Cross and, you know, Bay Bridge, whoever it might be, that we can just call into them instead of you dialing, talking to someone, telling your story. They say, oh, call back tomorrow, and then you get someone new, you know. We try to help that employees don't have to deal with that.
Scott, do you have any questions as far as this goes? You deal with it.
Yeah.
Not at the moment, no.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just compare this to what I've got.
Okay.
That I've got to stop before I go to Goodland, but, and can I get an extra one to give to Roger?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Are you gonna see Roger, or
And
Well, you'll be
I might drop by, one by the bank to see if he
He'll be here, well, tomorrow's when we gotta come in?
Friday.
Friday.
I probably won't be here.
my cell phone number is on here. If you would have any questions today, we have a long drive back home, so if you have any questions about anything today, feel free to call me. I'll just be right in the car, and usually my service is pretty good, so any questions at all, give me a call. And I will have someone from our office get you guys, can I just send it to you, Scott, and then
Yeah,
you
he'll
send it
give
to
it to
them?
us.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, that's what I'll plan on.
I appreciate you coming out.
Yeah, thank you guys very much for your
Have
time.
a very good holiday.
Yes, you too.
It doesn't feel like it should be Thanksgiving.
Oh my gosh, I know. Because then, you know, after Thanksgiving, Christmas will be here before we know it. Thank you so much.
Bye now.
Thank you. Thanks, Scott, and thank you for all your help.
Yep, thank you.
You guys have a good one.
You too, drive safe. You have any questions on that?
Do we have anything else? Motion to adjourn then.
It's been, motion's been made to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay. Scott, if I'm not too dingy Friday, I'll be here.